Francis Ngannou has broken his silence on the motorcycle accident he got into last month, which resulted in a young woman losing her life. According to news outlets in Cameroon, Francis was driving and struck the woman. He transported her to the hospital and paid for her medical expenses. However, she unfortunately passed away. Francis gave a statement to TMZ Sports. He said, "From the very beginning, I have been by the family's side, offering support, comfort, and deepest condolences during this time. I've met with them privately to share their grief, and I will continue to stand with them every step of the way. I carry their pain with me, and my unwavering thoughts and support remain with them as they face this heartbreaking loss." Sam Alvey pulled off the upset and knocked Tyrone Spong out last night at Karate Combat 54. Alvey parted ways with the UFC back in 2022 after a 9-fight winless streak. He is now the light heavyweight and heavyweight champion of Karate Combat. After the fight, he called out the former world's strongest man, Eddie Hall, who is now competing in MMA.
You know what I want to do? First, I got to defend my light heavyweight belt. I'm going back down. But second, now you want, record this, everyone. Eddie Hall, I am going to kick your ass. Respectfully. You're incredible. I've seen what you're doing. I want a piece.
Jamahal Hill gives his reaction to Anthony Smith getting into it with a fan after his TKO loss to Jamahal. According to Smith, the individual was talking trash to him before and after the fight. Jamahal went off on the guy and says that he wishes there was more respect for fighters from MMA fans.
Now, after the fight, we all seen the viral video of Anthony flipping off the guy in the crowd and things like that. It was some big Huggy Bear, Cheeto dust, probably drinks nacho cheese out of a straw looking just in the crowd, just talking and just disrespecting him. Now, that's the one thing I hate about this whole thing, is the fact that he had to go out of his career on that type of disrespect after everything he's put into it. This man could have easily been a champion, could have easily given John Jones another loss with just one word of saying, "I can't see," or "I can't continue." But he showed his heart. He showed his heart. That's not the way I want to win. Speaking and showing you the man and the fighter that he was, to keep going after he had already eaten that, you know, and to have to go out with some loser just in the crowd that knows he would never. Because the minute people approached him in the crowd, hands up like a little, you know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate, man. We gotta like. As the fans, I would like to see a more of a level of appreciation for what fighters put on the line, you know. And I'm not saying that there are not. There are fans that truly, genuinely show love and show respect, and that was shown later, you know. After the fights, I met up with Anthony. Of course, I'm gonna spend that night with him for his, you know what I mean, after his last fight, celebrating his career and celebrating all he's done, putting his the life he's created for his family and those beautiful daughters of his, And when we were leaving, man, the applause and the roars and the love after that from the right kind of fans, people that appreciate it the right way, man, I can't thank y'all enough. Everybody that was in that hallway, everybody that we came across from there to the after party, thank you.
Alexander Gustafsson says if the GFL doesn't work out, he'd be interested in fighting in BKFC. Gustafsson lost his last 4 fights in the UFC, with his most recent being a first-round KO loss to Nikita Krylov back in July of 2022. Speaking to MMA Junkie, he went on to say, "I've been training. Now I'm just waiting to see what they say and take it from there. I don't know the status of the GFL. I'm just hoping they get it sorted. Am I confident? I don't actually know. Let's see. I'll be training. I'm in camp, so I've been training. But let's see what's next for GFL. Having that said, if anyone else gives me an opportunity to fight, then I'm open to discussing it. Let's see what happens. With the GFL, I don't know what the concept is really now, but they pay very well, and I think it's a great idea if it can go ahead. I'm absolutely interested in fighting in BKFC. I'm in shape. Let's see what offer I get. I would talk it through with the team and see what the best move is. I haven't personally spoken to BKFC or Conor McGregor, but there have been discussions within my team about it. I don't have much to say on it. I'm just focusing on my training, and whatever happens, happens. I'll be ready for whatever we decide to do. Will I fight this year? Absolutely. I hope that if I get the right offer, I'll be back 100%. Aljamain Sterling believes Reiner de Ridder may pull off the upset and defeat Bo Nickal tonight at UFC Des Moines. Aljo thinks RDR will have the advantage in the striking and says he could even see him pulling off a submission win.
I'm watching that. I'm looking at Bo Nickal's last few fights, and obviously he's very green with the striking. But dude, if he can't take guys down and control them, he's in for a tough long night. And he's a winner, he's a grinder, he knows how to win. I want to see the wrestler win. I want to see the D1 stud standout wrestler win in Bo Nickal. But I just think it's going to be too much for him in RDR. And RDR is not no world-class striker. I think overall his MMA game is just a little bit more seasoned. And I think that's going to be enough for him to get the job done. I can even see him maybe even submitting Bo Nickal, which is crazy, but I think his ground game is actually that good. So,
wow.
I mean, look what he did to Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland's no slouch on the ground. Kevin Holland's pretty damn good on the ground. Long limbs, he's got great chokes, good arm bar attacks and triangle attacks off of his back because he's very unorthodox in how long he is. He's able to kind of just throw up these submissions, at least the attempts. And I'm not saying he's going out there submitting every single person and throwing all kinds of crazy submissions, but the fact that he's actually able to go for it and has that IQ, and then you see this guy come in and pretty much one-sided just smash him. It's hard to say. Bo Nickal has never had a fight like that outside of the Valburn fight against my Jamaican brother, where he knocked him out really quick, but it was kind of like the level of competition. I mean, respect to Valburn, but it wasn't the highest level of competition. And then he run into Brundage, and it was almost a 3-round war. And let me not say war, a 3-round battle with Brundage, right? That was at UFC 300. I think he finally got the submission at the end. But it was not a great, it wasn't a great trajectory. If you're watching the fight, you're like, maybe we should slow down a little bit. And again, he's young, he's green, so I'm trying to be fair here, but you gotta call it how it is. I just think RDR is the better guy on paper right now, especially against a guy who's not a great striker. Maybe he tries to keep the fight standing as opposed to using his wrestling, or use his wrestling just to keep him tied up on the feet, then use his striking to kind of score some points and maybe outpoint him. That would be the path to victory for me if I'm him. That's the path of least resistance. But if he's gonna grapple with this guy, I'm going RDR all day.
Alex Bejeda is currently in Japan. He posted some footage of himself with some sumo wrestlers. DJ Dillashaw picks 9 fighters that he thinks could potentially defeat one gorilla.
Dude. Well, you gotta pick heavyweights. You gotta need some size, and gorillas are insanely strong. You gotta go with the GOAT, John Jones. Gonna go with Tom Aspinall. Gonna go with Curtis Blades. Gonna go with Uberine Pre-USADA. Gonna go with Brock Lesnar. Also a massive human being that's very strong and athletic. The Beast, Derek Lewis. Cain Velasquez. You need someone to hold him down. Why not throw Daniel Cormier in there as well too, an Olympic wrestler. Even someone like Bo Nickal, right? Bo Nickal's gonna get in there and tie him up hopefully too. We'd have to all go at once. Still don't put money on us, but if I'm gonna choose a crowd, that's who it is.
Arman Tsarukyan is not happy with the UFC right now. He reveals they recently offered him a fight against Mateusz Gamrot. However, he turned it down. Arman is currently number 1 in the lightweight division. Gamrot is ranked 7th. He went on to say they offered me a fight in Abu Dhabi in July, main event of the evening, but I refused because they offered an opponent I didn't want to fight. He's ranked below me, and I didn't see the point in fighting him just for money. There's no point in me to fight him in MMA. I need to fight at least from the top 5 or 6 to win and guarantee myself a title shot next. There's no point in just fighting. I am number 1. Why should I gift a fight to a number 10? Nobody gave me such a gift when I was in the top 10. I fought the top 9, top 8, top 7, top 5, top 4 before I became number 1. The UFC has angered me that they offered me such an opponent. For them, this is disrespectful towards me. I deserve better. I'm ranked number 1. I'm not saying give me a title fight, but give me a number 1 contender fight. If they offered me a good opponent from the top 5, or at least someone on a winning streak, the one they offered me was on a losing streak. They at least could have given me Hooker, right? Gamrot is who they offered. And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one's from MMA for Life. It says Jones is returning all right. Returning to court to see the judge probably. The second one says Jon Jones continues to have a breakdown over how he's currently viewed by the MMA community. Dana, strip him already. And the final one's in reference to Sean O'Malley asking his dad to corner him for his upcoming rematch against Merab. It says that exchange between Sugar and his father was super awkward. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.